Hey there, mind detectives. Ever felt that electric tingle when someone seems to be gazing at you a little too long? Or maybe you catch yourself mirroring their movements without even realizing it? Welcome to the world of body language, where unspoken emotions can be as clear as day. Today, we're cracking the code on crushes. We'll delve into 5 undeniable signs someone might be harboring a secret crush, all through the power of nonverbal communication. Sign number 1. The eye contact lock. Let's start with the windows to the soul, the eyes. Prolonged eye contact is a classic sign of interest, but it's not just about duration. The quality of the gaze matters too. Notice if their pupils dilate slightly when they look at you. Dilation is a physiological response to something we find stimulating or attractive. Now, this doesn't mean they're a vampire. It's just a subtle sign their body is reacting positively to your presence. And what about eye breaks? A quick look away followed by another glance can also be a sign of interest. It shows they're nervous but also drawn to you. Of course, there are cultural differences to consider. In some cultures, intense eye contact might be considered rude. But if you notice someone consistently making eye contact with you, especially in a social setting, it's a good bet they're interested in getting to know you better. Sign number 2. The mirroring masterclass. Have you ever noticed yourself unconsciously mimicking someone you're drawn to? It's a phenomenon called mirroring, and it happens because we subconsciously connect with those we like. So if you find yourself crossing your arms after they do, or leaning in when they lean in, well, that might be a sign of a mutual connection brewing. But mirroring goes beyond just posture. It can also manifest in speech patterns. Do you find yourselves finishing each other's sentences or using similar slang terms after spending time together? These subtle mimickings show you're on the same wavelength and can be a great indicator of a budding connection. Sign number 3. The nervous fidget factor. Butterflies in the stomach, they can manifest in body language too. Someone who has a crush on you might exhibit nervous fidgeting, like playing with their hair or adjusting their clothes. It's their body's way of reacting to the excitement, and maybe a touch of anxiety, of being around you. They might also fidget with objects they're holding, like their phone or a coffee cup. It's a way of trying to channel that nervous energy, and appears especially common when the crush is feeling shy or unsure how you feel about them. Sign number 4. The details. Detective people who care about you tend to remember the details. Does this special someone bring up things you mentioned in passing, or recall your favorite coffee order? It's not just a good memory. It could be a sign they're paying close attention because they're genuinely interested. Maybe you mentioned your love for a specific band a few weeks ago, and now they casually bring up an upcoming concert. Or perhaps you mentioned disliking olives, and they avoid putting them on your pizza during a shared meal. These seemingly small gestures show they're actively listening and trying to connect with you on a deeper level. Sign number 5. The gift-giving gambit. Gifts, big or small, can be a way of showing someone you're on their mind. It doesn't have to be grand gestures. A coffee from your favorite place, or a book they mentioned liking, can speak volumes. So, if you find yourself on the receiving end of unexpected tokens, it might be a sign they have a soft spot for you. Now, be careful not to confuse friendliness with romantic interest. But if the gifts seem thoughtful and go beyond the usual birthday or holiday present, it could be their way of putting themselves out there and showing they care. Remember, mind detectives, body language is just one piece of the puzzle. While prolonged eye contact, mirroring, nervous fidgeting, remembering details, and gift-giving can all be signs of a crush, it's important to consider the context. Are they generally outgoing and friendly with everyone? Do they exhibit these behaviors with others, or are they reserved around most people and light up only when they're around you? Look for consistency. One fleeting glance or a single instance of mirroring might not mean much. But if these behaviors happen repeatedly, especially when you're one-on-one, it's a stronger indicator of interest. Consider the situation. Are you at a crowded party or having a quiet conversation? Body language can be more pronounced in close quarters or intimate settings. Trust your gut. Sometimes a hunch can be surprisingly accurate. If you feel a spark or a shift in energy when you're around someone, pay attention to it. By understanding these subtle signs and trusting your intuition, you might be able to decode that secret crush and take the next step. Maybe it's a friendly conversation starter, a playful invitation to hang out, or even a simple smile acknowledging the connection. Remember, the most important thing is to be yourself and have fun. Thanks for joining us on The Mind Detective. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into the fascinating world of human behavior. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. All right, Mind Detectives, let's get interactive. Think back to someone you suspect might have a crush on you. Did they exhibit any of the body language signs we discussed? Maybe they were a champion eye contact maker or a master of the subtle mirror. Now let's play a quick game. Can you spot the body language clues in these scenarios? You're working on a project with a colleague. They keep leaning in a bit closer whenever you explain something. And they seem to make eye contact just a beat longer than usual. What do you think? Are they just focused on the task? Or could there be something more? You're out for a walk with a friend. They suddenly stop and point excitedly towards a bakery, remembering you mentioned wanting to try their new croissants. Sweet gesture or just a good friend with a good memory? You're catching up with an old friend over coffee. You crack a joke and they laugh a little too long, then quickly adjust their hair. Friendly amusement or a sign of something more? So, Mind Detectives, what did you think? Remember, context matters. But these scenarios highlight how body language can offer subtle clues about someone's feelings. Don't forget to share your thoughts and any other body language signs you've noticed in the comments below. And if you're feeling bold, maybe use this newfound knowledge to spark a conversation with your crush. Thanks for joining us on The Mind Detective. Until next time, stay curious and keep an eye out for those nonverbal cues.